So, human rights activist and also lawyer Dele Farotimi, he has been granted bail. He's back to his family and his loved ones. And he dropped a very, very emotional video that I just watched. And in that emotions, he was crying. And while I was listening to his words in the cry, I heard him outline the secret of freedom. The secret of freedom from bondage and oppression. You know, he had issues with Chief Afe Babalola's son. The book he wrote, mentioned his name. We all know the story. And Nigerians came for him. I want you to listen to what he said. He outlined in that deep cry the secret of freedom and breakthrough from oppression. Let's hear him.
We stopped being human because we became Nigerians. They divided us and we fell for it. Because you wouldn't see me as a Yoruba man, you spoke for me. Because you wouldn't see me as a Christian, you spoke for me. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Because you spoke. The only reason Nigeria couldn't happen to me is because you spoke. You spoke. That is why Nigeria couldn't happen to me. And yeah, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Emu, Eki, Biten Record. You found your voices.
Because Nigerians spoke in unity, Nigerians could not happen to Dele Farotimi. The biggest strategy that the oppressors always use is division. 100 poor people will defeat one rich person. See those poor people, you say they're poor, they don't get money. If they are united, if they remove tribal sentiment, remove ethnic sentiment and religious sentiment, and stand in one voice, they will defeat anything. What the political class has always used to manipulate Nigerians, to win Nigerians, is division. Once Nigerians can be united, because I'm very happy that I was one of those that spoke out. I think on 2 or 3 occasions, I condemned what is happening to Dele Farotimi. I about 2-3 times. And thank God that the collective voice of Nigerians made Nigeria not to happen to Dele Farotimi, because Nigeria can happen to you, where you are in a position where instead of people coming together to speak to support you, they are divided. This person is my tribe, this person is my religion. That's what happened during politics. During the campaign of last 2 years, I remember a political man who went to the north and was telling people, don't vote for so and so person, he's not from your tribe. They always use tribal sentiment to divide Nigerians. They always use ethnic sentiment, religious sentiment to divide Nigerians. If we must break out from the oppressors, if we must break out from tyranny, we must be united across tribal borderlines, religious borderlines, ethnic borderline. Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, once somebody is right and on his rights, let us stand up and speak for the person. I'm happy that Dele Farotimi discovered that it was the collective voice of Nigerians from all tribes that helped him to gain his freedom. That's how it's supposed to be. I just want to share this with us so we can think about it and imbibe unity and progress as our watchword while we strive for a better Nigeria. Happy Sunday.
We made this mess together, and it will take all of us to resolve the mess that we have made. It will take all of us. Without all of us functioning as one, the way you found the grace to function as one in the last month, you all acted as one. It wasn't about being Christian, being Muslim. They divided us along too many lines. Damn! We We stopped being human because we became Nigerians. They divided us and we fell for it. Because you wouldn't see me as a Yoruba man, you spoke for me. Because you wouldn't see me as a Christian, you spoke for me. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke. Because you spoke, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Because you spoke. The only reason Nigeria couldn't happen to me is because you spoke. You spoke. That is why Nigeria couldn't happen to me. And yeah, Nigeria couldn't happen to me. Emu, Eki, Bitero Record. You found your voices. I became you. And in our collective, you couldn't be silenced. And I could not be silenced. So it wasn't me that became the porcupine. It was you, the Nigerian citizens, that became the porcupine. So here is what we're going to do. First question I need you to ask yourself is this.
How you doing now? You know, I was thinking, you said you are coming like 1, 2. Can you imagine? Please.
Thank you.
Well done. I go hold on. Okay, you don't take me out of the way. Hey, Mr. D. Why are you running away? He doesn't bite anymore, he's old now. When he was younger, you might have been scary. We are not scared of old men, are we? A short rest. The next battle is almost upon us. So it was important to rally the troops. So everything I've done since I came out has been designed specifically for that purpose. Rally the troops, get them ready for the next round. Focus their attention on what is important. You know, I knew even when they picked me, the day they picked me, on our way to Ekiti, I already knew they had lost the battle. In the bus heading out, the moment we climbed Third Mainland, I said to the people who picked me, I said, I hope you are all famous now. They were puzzled. I said, you know there are CCTV cameras in my office. And everything you did in darkness. Tell Mrs. Farotimi that Charly boy is around you. If you are going to give everybody table, it's until you give table, not me and Baba. We don't need it. Just give us our own. Get a table for her to put her drink. It's cold that she wants, and please, she wants a glass. Now we be
Thank you.
Now we be the Dabuda. We don't need glass. Please, get a glass. So I said to them, you have become famous. When that sank in, I said, next thing I said to them was, oh, by the way you hunt the porcupine is not the same way you hunt the rabbit. Yorubas have a proverb that translates that way, so I used it for them that the way Emu, Eki, Bitero Record is a Yoruba proverb that says, catch it, grab it, but not like the porcupine. That proverb becomes necessary when you begin to understand why I was crying in my broadcast on Sunday. I wept because every time I had used that proverb, I had used it boastfully. I had used it boasting in the knowledge that what they were doing would be meaningless and they would have to let go of me. I knew that starting out. But I was boasting in myself. And if I must be a little charitable, maybe I'll say I was boasting in the Lord. in the knowledge that God had won that battle before it started. But one thing became clear to me very quickly as I started the broadcast. I wasn't the concubine. I was just another
of Peter Obi, the presidential bid. And questions are being asked. Peter Obi seems to have taken Nigerians by storm, so to speak. And the questions being raised is that will Peter Obi's presidential candidate has what it takes to defeat the behemoths of APC and PDP, considering the fact that these have formidable forces to be reckoned with, and they come from strongholds. How do you see Peter Obi really fighting this battle?
You know, every time I've been asked this question, because it has come in different guises, I've been intrigued, mainly because I think it's a misunderstanding of the battle terrain in the 2023 election to ask that question that way. This is not about Peter Obi. The truth of the matter is that the Peter Obi presidential bid is really not about Peter Obi. Peter Obi himself cannot come out and tell people that he's not running again. He can't withdraw from this race. It's not about Peter Obi. Peter Obi is merely the totem. A people have sat back for a long season, been held down, knocked back every time they've attempted to get up. A lot of them walked away from the process and became disconnected from that process, disavowed any involvement with this. They walked away. But you see, I keep talking about 2023 as an inflection point. And what does that mean? It simply means that several issues, seemingly unrelated, that had lingered for a long time, have culminated in this moment. Why is it that it is at that point when we were all demanding, I was demanding at least for the last 2-3 years, that the next president should be of Igbo extraction? Why is it at that time that somebody like Peter Obi emerged as a candidate? Because if it was somebody like Odi Uzokalu that had emerged, that certainly would not be banging the drum of Igbo candidacy, it's not going to happen. But a man who is eminently qualified and happens to be of Igbo stock is out there contesting. So that's one. A lot of people are queuing up behind that singular issue. That's one. Then NSAS is unfortunate, but the reality is that the Nigerian they attempted to assert citizenship during the NSAS protest. And the state violently clamped down on that attempt. And the system, thankfully, was denuded. So the people could see it for the evil that it truly is. And the people who were the victims, those who attempted to protest, their anger was still simmering. But anger without action is nothing, is impotence. So in the immediate aftermath of NSAS, some of us went out there and we were begging people, go and register to vote. There were several people, church organizations, mosque organizations, civil rights organizations, all sorts of people were actively working to ask people to register to vote. So, in the midst of all of this, there was no Peter Obi. There are several other things going on. The Muslim ticket, for instance, was another galvanizing factor. There are some people whose sole interest is, I'm not going to vote this Muslim ticket. So you have myriads of interests that have coalesced together at the same time to create an inflection point. Peter Obi is merely the beneficiary of a moment in time that he himself, this is where I talk about preparation and opportunity. People talk about luck. There's nothing called luck. I'm not saying that there aren't happenstance, but I'm saying that there must be a coincidence of preparation and opportunity. If you are not prepared, the opportunity will come and it will go because you were not prepared. If Peter Obi had not built up the goodwill he built up by his deed in Anambra, he would not be able to stand. I would not be able to speak for him. Because at that point, it would now be a political thing that I will be doing. But I can speak for him because he has a record that speaks for him. People would have exceptions here and there. It's up to them to bring their exceptions. It's a marketplace of ideas. That's what politics is. Bring your ideas, put it in the marketplace, and then tell me what it is that you can point at that you will say makes him compare less favorably with either a Lockin or Etiku. The reality of the matter is that the people in the race, none of them, none, compares to him in terms of record in public office and in the private sector. They might have issues here and there. Anybody can say what they care to say. But the reality is that as far as public service is concerned in the space called Nigeria in this 2023 election, there is no compare to Peter Obi in terms of record or in terms of visioning.
Let me just get your view on this.
Thank you. I go by the name Black Mamba. Don't forget, I thank God for my subscribers, my phone, and my sub. If you like, if you comment, if you subscribe, I'll keep thanking God for you. I love you all.